Jingling and coming to you live. It's Joyce Tanyan here. So good to see everyone. Hope you guys had a great week. I know I'm wearing something very fabulous tonight, and I thought it would be, because it's kind of dreary here in Newark, Delaware, I thought I'd wear something bright and cheerful and amazing. So I'm going to talk to you tonight about a couple of things, but get yourselves comfortable, get yourself a beverage, get yourself a snack. I'll be drinking with you today. Our dear friend Ruth from Kenya made me some amazing chai tea. Ruth, yummy. Ruth, can you put up the recipe for chai on the chat section of this show? That'd be great. I'm sure people would love to try it. The other thing she made for me is mandazi. Now these are Kenyan, very, very typical Kenyan snacks. Everybody loves to have chai and mandazi or chai and chapati. Really yummy. Thanks, Ruth. So I hope you don't mind if I get on with a little bit of food in my mouth. But I'll take this opportunity to thank all of our board members, all of our volunteers and staff who have been helping us. This is Water is Life Kenya, headquarters in Newark, Delaware. My name is Joyce Tanyan. I'm the founder and director of Water is Life Kenya. And we're so happy that you decided to watch us. Share this program with your friends. Love our program. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. One thing I realize you might be asking yourselves is, why is Joyce talking about wildlife in this program? Okay, so many people know we work in Kenya. We work in southern Kenya. And you might know some people who have traveled to Kenya. What are the two things that people usually travel to Kenya for? Number one, they go on safari. And number two, they go to see Mount Kilimanjaro. Well, we're fortunate enough that our projects actually are exactly in that area where Mount Kilimanjaro is there, and also a very famous national park called Amboseli National Park is there. And it's full of wildlife, and that's my office, basically, is the backdrop of Kilimanjaro and sharing the world that's all around with wildlife. So that's one of the things. We know that people love wildlife. The people who don't live in those countries, they grew up reading books and seeing documentary films about them. And so when they finally get a chance to travel to Kenya, they love seeing all those animals like gazelles and giraffes and elephants and all those beautiful things. And that's where we work in southern Kenya. And people who are neighbors to them, they share their living space with them, are the Masai people. And that's where we do our projects. And so this outfit that I have on is very typical Masai party wear. So this isn't everyday wear. This amazing cape that I'm wearing was made for an opening ceremony of one of our clean water projects. And all of these necklaces were also a gift to me from different people. So this is, now I'm dressed. The only thing that's missing on this one is more jingly, shiny jingly things. So this is how ladies like to get dressed for big ceremonies. And I'm even wearing a Masai headpiece. So in Kenya, there are about 45 tribes, just in Kenya alone. And that means that each of those 45 tribes have their own culture and their own language. And a lot of times they have special ceremonial attire that they wear. They also have their own customs, especially connected with marriage and birth and death. So those really important things, those milestones in people's lives. So that's where we've been working, and I've gotten to know a lot of things about Maasai culture, and because I have a lot of friends there, they always like to give gifts, especially for ceremonies. And the amazing thing about living next to wildlife, so just as we might look outside of our windows and see a squirrel running around, if you go outside your front door in Kenya, in these southern communities, you might see a giraffe or an elephant. So imagine if you were sharing your food or your water with elephants. Well, elephants are huge and have big appetites. So you can imagine what that means when you're sharing your meals with animals with an appetite like that. So I think we're going to move on to our Masai word of the day. And I want you to remember this word because it's going to be important later, okay? And our Masai word of the day is egol. Can you see how it's pronounced? Like egg and ol. Egol. And it means, strong. And also sometimes people use it to mean hard, as in hard like wood, or hard as in difficult. But let's just focus on the one that means the first meaning, which is strong. So remember that word egol, because we're going to be talking about that later. Okay, so since we're in Kenya mode right now, I'm going to move on. But before I move on to talk about Turn the Water On for Osawan, I want you to take this opportunity to share this program, love this program, and let people know what we're doing. We really want you to be a part of it. So as you know from the beginning of our Facebook Live, we've been raising money for our newest clean water project in a place called Osawan. So, and the campaign name is Turn the Water On for Osawan. The people need clean water, and we are determined with your help to bring it to them. So for the past couple of weeks, we've been sharing this story with you, and we really need your help. Clean water projects, they have serious building costs and a lot of work to be done, and we need your help. So please consider making a generous donation to us, or even as much as $5 or $10. It all helps to bring hope and clean water to people. So I wanted to give you an update on our current fundraising. We're so grateful for all of you donors so far. We've reached $10,918. So I think there's a clap. There's a clap in there, but not a big clap, a little clap, because we have a long way to go. Remember, our goal is $40,000. And we're going to share another way that you can help us with that in a little while. So, I have a shout out to say, hey, Diane. I think she's in Newark. Ruth is the maker of the Andazi. And Joanne. Hey, Joanne. Thanks so much for tuning in. So, it's time to hear what's been going on in Kenya. So, you may remember from last week's program that we were doing our COVID-19 prevention program of hand washing in the open air markets in southern Kenya where we work. Well, we were lucky enough to have donors helping us with this, and we were able to continue for another week. And we did it again on Tuesday, and we served, last week, you might remember, between 2,000 and 3,000 people. This week, 6,000. That was the estimate from Larasha. So we had a great team helping us again, a lot of support from the Assistant County Commissioner, the local chief from Kimana, and also the market chairman, and a great team of volunteers who helped us. And we did three main things. We washed people's hands. We encouraged them to wear masks because they couldn't get into the market without a mask. And number three, we also were teaching people to keep social distance. So while they were standing there at the hand washing station, we reminded them of these other things. And people were able to sell their livestock. You might remember, as I was saying, that people go to the market and first thing that they have to do is sell an animal so that they have some cash in their pockets. You can see there we've got goats in the front and a hand washing station in the back. And then after they have cash in their pocket, people go shopping. So you'll see there a big pile of cabbages. They sell all kinds of fruits and vegetables there, and all kinds of household things like pots and pans, basins, so that you can do one-stop shopping. Cash in pocket, buy everything, load up, and head home. So your family has some food for the week or for the month, maybe even if you were able to shop like that. So we're really happy that that we were able to support that initiative so people can protect themselves and their family. And Colleen, my friend, is over here waving a sign at me, and I'm saying shout out to Barb. And hey, Barb and Gina. Nice to hear from you guys. Thanks for watching. So we hope to be in the kimono market again next week. And we're working right now on a permanent solution to the hand washing issue there. We want to make sure that people can go forward with clean hands and good health. And we also want to make sure that we're managing our resources well. We want to do something that's a bit more permanent now that we understand that the market will be open until further notice. So I think that kind of wraps up my Kenya update for now. This is a great time to share this live program with your friends, to get yourself another beverage, or maybe love this program. Anybody else? Shout outs to you. Thanks for tuning in. Well, we've reached that part of our program that maybe some of you have been waiting for. It's Wildlife Corner. Wildlife Corner. Woo! And our today's animal is the elephant. And the Masai word for elephant, it's a little bit hard, but I know you guys can handle it. I'm going for the harder one first, and I'm going to end with the easier one. Orkanjawoi. Can you guys try? Orkanjawoi. Orkanjawoi. Okay, let's just try one more time. Orkanjawoi. Oh, we got a big positive from Diane. Thumbs up. She loves elephants. Okay, here we go. And the Kiswahili word is ndovu. Can you say it? Ndovu. Ndovu. Truly an amazing animal. The biggest land animal. Well loved all over the planet by kids, by adults, by young and old. And there he is, the very famous elephant who we lost this past year. His name is Tim. Truly magnificent. He used to hang around the gate to Amboseli National Park. We passed him many times. This is a photo that I took when we were coming back from a project. There he is from the front. I'm going to show you from truly huge and amazing. So I encourage you all to keep on reading about these animals. The more you read about something, the more fascinating it becomes. So it's not just something that you know about generally, but becoming to know, when you start to know the specifics. So what do we know about elephants? Male elephants can be up to, how much? 6.5 tons, 13,000 pounds. That is a huge animal. And females, also very big, can be up to 6,000, between 6,000 and 7,000 pounds. That's the average adult size of a female elephant. Okay, the male elephants are called bulls, and the female elephants are called cows. Now, how do you tell the difference? It's easy to tell, more easy, let's say, to tell the difference between a male and a female when they're adults, because the difference is much more pronounced. So look here, we have Tim. Male elephants have a more rounded forehead, and also very thick tusks. Females, they have a more kind of pointed forehead. Don't know if you can see there a little bit. It's not so clear to me. I wish it were clear. And the tusks are a little bit skinnier. And the other thing is that when female elephants are adults and they've already had babies, they actually have breasts kind of in a similar position to human people, how we have them. So those are some of the ways that you can tell the difference. I also heard from my colleague Joseph LaRasha. He was telling me that they learned to actually be able to distinguish footprints, because the footprints of a male and a footprint of a female, they're actually quite different. And of course, I can't remember exactly what he said, but I'll get more information to you, and we'll add it on the, we'll put it in our comment section. So as I was telling you before, we work in southern Kenya near Mount Kilimanjaro. So this is the common thing that we see. So beautiful Mount Kilimanjaro in the background, an elephant family coming up. Now elephants live in a family structure called a clan. They are led by a matriarch. So it's a female-led family group. Amboseli is super famous in the world of elephants because there's an elephant project called the Amboseli Elephant Trust. They've been there since the 70s. And they've documented all of the existing families in Amboseli. And there's 1,500 elephants in Amboseli. And for sure, when you come to visit me in Amboseli, we'll go around and we'll probably see in the course of a day at least 800 or 900. So actually, each family is known and documented, as I was saying, and how they're grouped is they watch them, they see how they behave, they stay together, and they record the individual characteristics. They know how to distinguish them by their tusk shape, by their ear shape, the notches in their ears, or other distinguishing characteristics. And the elephant that we have in Kenya is actually the African savanna elephant. There's actually 3 species. The second species is the African forest elephant. And then there's the Asian elephant, which of course is in Asia. That's the one we see in circuses in India. Those are the ones that people can train. They're a bit smaller than the African elephant. So many amazing things to share with you about elephants. Oh, I've got a question. Okay, is it cold there at Mount Kilimanjaro at this time? Well, let's just say, okay, so what do we have? It's the rainy season, so it's definitely up on the mountain, it's cold. You definitely want to put on, let's say, a fleece or something like that. But down in Amboseli, it's low, it's hot, and very bright sun. So maybe at night it gets cool, maybe like in the 70s, which feels really cold to people there. So yeah, you definitely need a sweater at night. Of course, up at the top of the Mount Kilimanjaro, it's snowy, so it's got to be freezing, right? So it's definitely cold up there. And as you can see, so beautiful. Very inspiring place to be, to work. Truly God's creation up there. So one of the other things about elephants is they have amazing memories. They have a huge brain. The brain is about 11 pounds. They're very smart. They have a great memory. They're able to use tools to help themselves. They also have an amazing thing that we all know, which is this trunk, right? The trunk is very strong and also very agile. They've got, at the end of the trunk, they've got 2 prehensile fingers. And imagine, they're able to move logs. They're also able to pick up a piece of straw. So that's how fine the coordination is in the trunks of elephants. They've got a lot of muscles in there. You'll see with baby elephants that their trunks are very wiggly because they haven't gotten control over all those muscles yet. And it's something that they learn, of course, over time. But here's another interesting fact. A baby, when it comes out, is 200 pounds. And the gestation gestation period of an elephant is 22 months. Think of that, moms. Hello. 22 months carrying a 200-pound baby. They only have babies every 4 to 6 years, so it gives them a rest in between. It's a lot of work. And of course, because we are in a drought-prone area, females really have to try to manage their giving birth so that when babies are born, they're born at a period where there's enough food. Because definitely, when elephants are born in a drought period, they tend to be more weak and vulnerable and maybe not last as long in their life because of that. So these are some things about elephants. I also heard a very interesting story from my Masai friend, Joseph LaRasha. LaRasha was telling me that in old history, of Masai people, they believe that elephants used to be people. Now, there's a story behind that. In Masai culture, when women get married, they go to their husband's village. So they leave their home behind. Sometimes it's very sad. Back in history, it used to be far away from home. They didn't know whether they would get a chance to go back one day, but they were told, don't look back. So the bride that looks back turns into an elephant. So they believe that elephants used to be human. And they believe that they're very similar to humans in a lot of ways. They're very smart. They have a great memory. And also, even in some things, as we were talking about, female elephants have breasts in the same position as humans, and other things like the way that even their legs are shaped. So Masai people have a strong, deep stories about elephants and also interact with them on a daily basis. So for example, when boys go out to graze cows, they often have to share the grazing land with elephants. When people go to fetch water, they're often sharing water points with elephants. So because elephants have a good memory, they cover long distances, like let's say even up to 100 miles in a day, they need water often along their ways. So if they get to a water point, which maybe the day before or the month before they knew had water in it, and it doesn't have water in it today, sometimes they can become very angry. And elephants can then look around, and if they get that smell of water, they might even start using their feet and their trunk and their tusks to dig up the pipes or destroy the water, the community water point, to try to get at water, which you don't want that to happen, because now you'll have a lot of expenses now to be able to fix that project. So what we encourage our communities to do is to keep their troughs full even at night, so that when elephants are moving through, they'll have something to drink. And that's the way they are able to control the conflict between humans and wildlife. Because I know we love to see the animals, but it's not that easy being their neighbor all the time. So something that, we're constantly working out those conflicts and figuring out the best way to share resources in a harmonious way. Well, that wraps up my Wildlife Corner for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely ready to answer any more questions, or if anybody has a suggestion for next week's animal, I'm open to suggestions. Going to move on to our final topic of the day. Did we talk about turn the water on for Osawan? How much we raised? We did. Okay, so you guys know that we still have some work to do, right? We're over $10,000, but we have a long way to go. So I want to share with you the other thing that you guys can do to help us. Now, many of you, longtime donors, supporters of Water is Life Kenya, have come to join our water walk. We've walked together. I'm even wearing one of our really amazing water walk t-shirts from a few years ago. We're not able to do it this year. We're going to miss you guys so much. And we know everybody's walking these days, so we thought, you know what? We're going to walk. We're going to walk. We're going to walk. We're going to raise money. We're going to raise money to turn the water on for Osawan. So I want you to join us for Water Walk Challenge 2020. And this is how we're going to do it, okay? It's simple. So you could just walk 1 mile anywhere in any way. So you can walk in your house, up and down the stairs. You can go outside and walk. Do you see my boots? You can walk in high heels. You can walk in stockings. You can walk in sneakers. Any way you want to walk. Then take a picture of yourself. Post a selfie with your caption on social media, and we're going to tell you how to do that. Hey, Vil, can you post those instructions there in the chat section? I think that'd be great. Everybody would enjoy that. Thanks. Then, after you've posted your selfie, we want you to challenge someone, tag somebody else, get them to get their walk on with us. Let's do this, guys. Okay, let's be healthy. Let's enjoy nature, and let's do it for a cause. Help us raise this money to turn the water on for Osawan. These people need the water more than ever. They need hope. They need clean water. They need health. So help us help them, okay? And consider yourself tagged. I'm challenging you to walk. I'm going to be walking solo at the reservoir. If anybody wants to be up there with me, that's fine. We can social distance from each other, wave each other on the way by as we're walking by. And after you've been tagged, you've got 48 hours to walk yourself, post a selfie, or donate, or both. Of course, we'd love you to do both. We're raising money. So, I think that's the end of my show. Oh, we've got some more shout outs. Oh, Terrence, Uncle Gottfried, and Mike. Thanks all for watching. Hope you're thinking about doing the water walk with us. And Kathleen. Wow, awesome. So great. Well, I mean, I know I'm going to be walking. I walk every day, and I know it feels good to be focused on something where you know you could make a difference, especially in this time. Thank you guys so much for watching. I want to, again, thank you all who have contributed so far. We have some really generous people out there. Thank you so much for your support. I want to thank our board of directors. I want to thank our volunteers and our staff, all the people who are helping with this campaign and Facebook Live. And of course, we need to remember our dear people who are helping us fight this pandemic. All the people on the front lines, medical people, public safety people, people working in grocery stores, the people who are working in the post office, everybody who's keeping our country working as we're able to, so that other people can stay at home and be safe. So I want you to take care of each other, love each other, have a good walk for Water Walk Challenge 2020. And I'm going to see you next week. I'll be here, Facebook Live, on Friday night with me, Joyce Tanyan. I'm saying, can we sing The Water is Life? Oh, Ruth, water is life. That's the song that Ruth and I made together when we were singing down in Lewis, selling our beautiful beads together one day. We'll do that. Next time, Ruth and I will have a song for you. So stand by for that. Thanks for tuning in. I wish you guys a good night. Love you. Bye.